So you have that. And there's still private insurance above and beyond that, and you can get it through work if they want to have an extra thing to attract people. They can offer extra benefits. But yeah, insurance is the most valuable when it's the largest possible pool. And we're the largest possible pool when you have everybody in the same pool. And then you don't have this game where you're saying, oh, what if you have a pre-existing condition, or will we sneakily get healthier people in this pool, and you get everybody. It's inefficient kind of economically. So I would love to see us move towards universal without a doubt. Concealed carry. Probably the reason my answer is ambiguous, Lucky, is because it really depends on exactly how the bill is crafted. Firstly, Colorado has reciprocal carry agreements with 30 states, Lucky, is that right? Yeah. And it is a prerogative of states to negotiate those. I completely respect that. I would be willing to support it nationally if we had a sufficient standard in place, a minimum standard in place, that, background checks, for instance, gun show loophole, and those kinds of things. What's that?
It is. It's the Second Amendment shall not be infringed.
Right, but again, there's people who have lost their right to bear arms under the due process of law because of a criminal conviction, and we want to make sure through a universal background check that the law is carried out. So, you can lose your right to vote by a criminal conviction, you can lose your right to bear arms. Those are constitutional rights, but under the due process of law, that's the process for where somebody would lose one of those. So there are people, because they're convicted felons or whatever it is, that they can't vote, they can't bear arms. And so that's why, again, I support the prerogative of the states to negotiate those concealed carry reciprocity agreements, but if I were to support a national one, it would need to have the minimum standards in place. I wouldn't want to say, well, if you're a criminal and you can't do it in Colorado, you can go to some state where there's not a background check at a gun show, and then you get it there under reciprocity and come back. So that's probably why it's not, I'm not clearly one side or the other. The concept is a fine one, but there's a lot of devil in the details. Let's see, the hatred and the good news. I think to get good news, again, look at legitimate journalism. There is actually a discipline of journalism. Competent, trained reporters do their best to tell the truth. Good, bad, and ugly, not left or right. And that's the discipline of journalism. And there are still journalists in today's world. There's respected journalistic institutions. I would say trust the work and look at the work of good journalists, not people whose opinions come before the truth. Too much opinion is being passed off as fact. It's not my quote, I can't remember who to attribute it to, but it's an excellent quote where they say, everybody's entitled to their own opinions, but you're not entitled to your own facts. So at least let's try to establish what the objective reality is, and then people are certainly welcome to have different opinions about that. But there is too much of lies that are out there passed off as news or fact. And I hope that everybody here can become an ambassador of truth in that regard and refute in a polite but appropriate way your friends, your neighbors, your family members, whether it's through social media, poker clubs, knitting groups, whatever you're in. Be ambassadors of truth. Not confrontational. Not saying that's horrible and evil, how could you think that? But say, actually, here's some information that actually shows that what you were thinking might not be the actual case.